All right, let's move on to the next mode, which is binary mode. So we use binary mode to perform operations on the binary files like image files, audio files, video files, and all of that. Okay, so let's take one example of simple JPG file. So and let's see what is inside that file. Okay, so first I will commit this, and our next mode is binary mode. Okay, binary mode. So binary mode, we use a B. Okay, all right, again we'll open a file. File is equal to open, and I want to provide one image file. Okay, so I'll put one image file on the root directory. So I'll just copy this. I'll just paste it. Okay, so I have got this web2 machine dot jpg. I want to read this file. Okay, so what do I mean by reading this file? I just want to read the binary data which is inside the jpg files. Okay, so if you don't know how does this image file looks like in the background, then you will see now. So this is actually a collection of binary data. Okay, all right, so I'll say web2 machine dot jpg. Okay, so you can put any image file here on the root directory. All right, okay, so once this is done, I have to now provide the operation mode, which is B, and so I've got this file object, right? So I will say data is equal to file dot read. Okay, so I'm not ready, it is read, file dot read. I'm going to read this file, and whatever data we got by reading the file, I'm storing it inside the data. I will simply print this data here. Okay, I'll simply print this data, and then I will close the file. Okay, don't forget to close the file. Okay, perfect. Now let's see what is inside this web2machine.jpg. Okay, I got the error here. That's because I should have used RB. Okay, it should be RB, not only B. Okay, so this is B for binary mode, but I want to read the binary file. That's why it should be RB. I'm sorry for that. Let's run it again, and you see here it is the binary data, you see. Okay, so this is, all this collection of binary data becomes the image. All right, there are so many binary data inside image, but the terminal shows only this much. Okay, of course it is not readable, but sometimes it is useful. So however, we have the operation mode, which is RB, to read the binary data from a image file, audio file, video file. Okay, let's move on. So next is the T operation. So that T is nothing but text mode. So that mode we have already used. Okay, this one you see here, right? R. So the T, this R means RT. T is a default mode. Okay, if you don't provide anything with this R, then by default RT will come. Okay, so there is no nothing special in here. Okay, so T is the, I will write here, default text mode T. Okay, default text mode. All right, so next we have R plus. So this R plus is for read and write mode. Okay, we have seen read mode and we have seen write mode, but this R plus mode is for reading and writing both. R plus. All right, let's see this R plus in action. I will first open file is equal to open the example.txt. Now I will write R plus. If you just use R, then you will be able to only read the file. If you write R plus, then you will read the file, and also you can write something into a file. Okay, so let's see that. I'll say content is equal to file dot read. Okay, so I'm able to read the file now. So whatever content I got, I'll print it here. Context, okay, content. So I'm printing content, and again, okay, so I have read the file, and now I also want to write the file before I close that file, right? So I'll write file dot write. So while writing, I will first use the new line. Okay, so adding a new line, I'll write simple. Okay, very simple text line I'm going to write. So just want to see if that works. Okay, so once that is done, I will simply say file dot close. Okay, again, so what's happening here? So I'm just trying to read the file and write the file at once, right? So that's why I'm using R plus. R plus means read and write mode. So here I'm reading the file. Okay, once I'm done with reading the file, I'm also writing the file. Okay, so once I'm done with writing the file, I'm closing that file. Okay, so let's see what is inside this example.txt. Okay, so we have 2 lines, and let's read and write all at once. Okay, so you see, this is what we have read from the file. Okay, so because this is here print, right? After printing this, it has written something. Let's see if, yeah, you see here there is this new line, right? So in order to read and write all at once, you use R plus mode. Perfect. So we also have W plus mode. So I'll just comment it out. So similar to this R plus mode, we have W plus mode. So this is for write and read mode. Write and read mode. Okay. So this will actually open the file for both writing and reading. Okay. And this one will become W plus. And you remember when using W, it overwrites the file, right? So that's what is going to happen here when we use the write mode. Okay, it is going to overwrite, it is going to remove everything and put something new. All right, let's try. File is equal to open example, oh I'm sorry, example.txt and W plus. Okay, W plus for write and read. Okay, so when using W plus, we first need to write the file. Oh, not like this, file dot write. This, okay. Let's say this file, or this will overwrite the existing content. Okay, this will overwrite the existing content inside this example.txt. And once you are done with the writing the file, you can also read the file because I'm using W plus. Okay, content is equal to file dot read. Now one catch here, you see when writing the file, the control will be here. Okay, control will be here. For example, if you see, for example, if you're writing something test, your cursor is here, right? Your cursor is here. If you want to read this from the beginning, just imagine you don't have to actually move your cursor, but you have to at least look at the beginning, right? So in programs, when writing the file, the cursor or the focus is at the end of the file. After writing this content, your focus or the program's focus is here. Okay, program focus is here in the example.txt somewhere here. Okay, you see here. Now to read the file, this focus should come here at the beginning of the file, right? So I'll explain again. When writing the file, the program's focus will be at the end of the character here. Okay, now in order to read this file, our focus should be at the beginning of the file. Okay, at the 0th position. Okay, so in Python we have something called seek function. Okay, we will say file.seek. File.seek, seek will take the position 0. okay, from where you want to read. Okay, because I'm going to read the file now. I'm done with writing the file. The cursor is here. Okay, once it writes the file, the cursor will be, this will override the existing content, and the cursor will be here, or the control will be here. Imagine this. Okay, so in order to read this file, you want to focus your control to the 0th position. That's why I'm using file.seek 0th position. Okay, from the beginning, read the file. Okay, next line is reading, right? So that's why. Now I can print content. Now I can print the content. Now let's say file dot close. Okay, so let's clear it. So what will happen if you run this file? Whatever content we have will be removed and new content will come. Okay, new content will come. The content will remove. That's because we are using a write mode. Okay, W mode. So when you use W, the content will be replaced. Okay, so also we are reading the file. Okay, let's run it, and you see this will override the existing content. We were able to read it, because the W mode actually worked. You see here, W mode actually worked. All right, now if you guys have doubts regarding this seek, let's comment it out. Okay, so what will happen if you don't use this file.seek? You will probably not print anything. You see here, blank. That's because your focus is already here. Your focus is here. You're trying to read something after your focus. There is nothing after focus, right? So that's why you're unable to read anything. So that's why you want to first, move your focus to the beginning or the 0th position. Then you will be able to read that file. Okay, so this seek is important. Okay, so last but not the least, we will simply go through this append, append and read mode. So this W plus actually deleted everything and put the new content, but append will add the new content. Okay, append the new content. Okay, and then you can read it. Okay, for this you will have to say A plus. Okay, A plus. A plus means append and read. All right, so I'll just copy this. Okay, I'll comment this. File is equal to open example.txt, and this one will be A plus. Okay, so I'll say file dot write. Okay, file dot write. I want to write something in the next line. Okay, so I'll write in the next line /n appending new content. Appending new content. All right, so once you're done with the appending the new content, you want to read this content, right? Content is equal to file dot read. File dot read. Now you see, same thing is happening here. We are done with writing the file and we are trying to read the file. If you don't use seek, it is not going to read anything. Okay, it's not going to read anything. So that's why you will have to say file.seek, give that 0 index. Okay, so that your your control will be in the beginning. Okay, so once you're done with the reading, then you can print the content and then file dot close. All right, now let's run the file. Run the program. Okay, you see we were able to print both the content, and here also it has written. So those were some of the very important file operation modes. In the next one, we will try to improve the way how we write this, because this one we have to open the file, do something and then close the file all over again and again, right? So in Python, we have something called with statements. So we'll see that in the next one.